Welcome to Life Mastery Lounge, is where mindset meets midlife and your next chapter or next business idea begins. I'm Sara, a clarity and growth coach, helping everyday midlife women reinvent their lives and their work with confidence, purpose, and a little midlife magic. Because you don't need another course, you need connection. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being with us today. Today, we have Dr. Sharon Yeh with us, and she's amazing. Thank you for being with us today, Sharon. And she has a lot of good stuff to say. So I'm excited. Thank you for being here.
Hey Sarah, hi everyone. Thank you so much for having me here, Sarah. It's such a pleasure to be here with you and your audience
Thank
today.
you. Okay, so for those of us that have been living under a rock, who might not know who you are, who can't imagine, um, tell us, who are you and what do you do exactly?
I love that question, Sarah. It's really interesting because that has been a very hard question to answer in the past. There's a reason, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. So, who am I? What do I do? So, my name is Sharon Yeh. And what I do currently is I am an integrative nutritionist and cellular health specialist and doctor of pharmacy. And what I do right now is I help midlife women. I teach them how to nourish themselves, the mind and the body deeply from the cellular level so they can feel energized and vibrant and radiant and confidence when they move through this chapter of life into the next. And I am also in midlife as well. So I can totally relate whatever's going on with everyone.
Yeah, it is important, right? We don't always, and it's not to say that doctors in general don't know what's going on. It's just that there's a different level of understanding when we start to go through stuff ourselves or when we've been in that situation as well, right?
Exactly, yes.
So, um, I know that that has not always been the case for you. And I know that you've transitioned from a previous life to this new life, if you will. And so, what was it like? And why the change? What was in you? What want, wanted to come out? Why the change?
Yes, Sarah, that's such a good question. This is why initially I said when you asked me about who you are, what you do, and
Mm,
that's why I said it was a challenging question to answer because I just feel like through the past 20 years, I have been trying to identify who I really am and what I really truly passionate about. So I spent 20 years as a clinical pharmacy specialist working in one of the large healthcare system here in Houston, Texas. And that's my very first professional training. And I have my dream job, Sarah. It was my dream job. And interestingly, even though I was wearing the white coat, very proud of that because I worked so hard to achieve what I did. Went to the school for 4 years, complete a pharmacy residency training, so that was advanced training. I got a job where I work with the doctors, run down patients every single day. So I was more like a consultant for the physicians and nurses and other care providers when it comes to medication therapies. But underneath all that, I don't know if you have this experience, but I just feel like there was something more. I wasn't really happy with what I was doing. I feel like I did so much to help my patients in terms of the medication management. And I'm going to even say I save a lot of lives because in a hospital setting, there's so many potential for medication errors. And that's what pharmacists do. We catch those errors. And that's why you have different multi layers of professionals working together, right?
Yeah.
But when I start to see my patients, they're not truly getting healed or getting better, even when they are on 20 plus medications. I just feel like, okay, there got to be something more. And that's the first, I call it the whisper of my voice. Like, there's something more.
Mhm.
So that's how everything started. When I was pregnant with my daughter, and this was 10 years ago, I had the nausea, the really nausea, like pregnancy-induced nausea and heartburn. And I was taking medication to manage that. But one night, I was taking Toms, like every 1 hour, every 2 hours, plus the others. One night, I was staying up, and I was like, okay, I'm a pharmacist. Like, I started to question, like, is this really like safe for my baby?
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, that thought, well, the medication are safe, but I started to question what I knew, what I learned. And I thought, led me down to the rabbit hole because I really want to know, okay, what are the other things I could be doing? What food could I be eating or not eating? Like, what other things I could be doing to help relieve the symptoms? Because I really wanted to stop taking the medications. But that's when I discovered functional medicine and nutrition. And that night, I still remember vividly in my head, that night changed my life. And that was the second whisper. And then I always share this with everyone, like, don't do anything under hormone influence because, the pregnancy hormones. But, but that was when I decided to go back to school.
Oh, yeah, because why just, go down a rabbit hole and just get all the information and leave it at
Right.
that? No, go back to school.
Yes. So I made that decision then, and it took me a few years to complete the master program in functional medicine nutrition. While I was working full time, having a newborn, a baby.
That must
So
have been a season, right?
yes, yes. But I went through that whole process, and I survived, Sarah.
There you go.
Yes. Yes, but the final trigger for
Yeah.
me to transition was during pandemic where really started to understand my own values when it comes to healthcare. And during that time, it just no longer aligns with my values. So I decided to leave completely. And that was when I completely shift to what I do 100% full time now.
Yeah. It's not, it's funny because I talk to a lot of women, and most of them say, well, the job, it wasn't really, I never liked it. It was just a job. I needed to make money, to live, all the things. It's not very common that someone says, I love my job. I have my dream job. Like that, I studied for that. I wanted that. And then to go and slowly start to see that maybe that's not really like the most you, not you anymore, right?
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, it takes courage to do that as
Yes.
well. It takes a lot
Yes.
of courage.
I
Kudos
I
to you.
I appreciate you pointing that out because,
Of
like I said, it was my dream job. But then throughout the years, I really started to discover my own values,
course.
and that just become louder and louder.
Yeah.
And for me to make the decision to leave, it was really hard. I'm not lying. I'm not gonna lie. It was really hard. It was really, really hard.
Well, we're glad that you are here with us today. And one of that's, one consequence from that decision that you made, right?
Right, right.
Okay, so how would you say that community is important, either when you were at the job right now, in your personal life, how does community, that's not well said. Um, how would you say community is important or not to our lives and work?
Yeah, community is very, very important. And I will use pharmacy as an example as well as now. Like I I really appreciate the colleagues that I work with. And I often said that without them, I wouldn't be able to do much what I did because that's the teamwork, but also for the everyday mental health support.
Yeah.
It's just really important to have that community to support you, to support what you do. And as I changed because I grew, right, I follow my own intuition and follow my path, my community changed. And I had to find that. And I found you, Sarah,
We did find each other.
or your in your community. Um, so to me, community is really important in terms of having that local, like in-person community, as
Yeah.
well as virtual community. And because of technology, we can connect all over the world. Um, and because of that, it's become easier to find like-minded people, especially for women with similar experience, similar dreams that we are doing, right?
Yeah. And um, for you, you co-authored the book, right?
Yes,
So that was another, I would say, that had to do with community as well.
right, right.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure. Yes. So everything, it's really interesting because I say I found you, but it's almost like a little bit of energetic attraction, if I can go there.
You can.
It's because somehow, because we share similar values, at least in certain parts of our
Yes.
lives, right? And that's how we attract each other. And I just love that. And I just want to highlight the importance of understand your own values and be proud of that. And I'm also saying that to myself too when I say this.
Yeah. What
Meaning,
about, yeah, go on. No, sorry, I cut you off.
oh no, I just say, because the more I can be who I am, then the more I attract people who are very similar and like-minded.
That's true. What about for the people you support, for your clients, for how important is it that, when they go through, because you have a very, you help a very specific group of people, and how important is it that, do you see community being something that can benefit someone who is, going through challenges, and maybe find like-minded people, people that are going through the similar things, or even, I don't know, do you have any take on that?
Yes, definitely. I feel community connection is definitely one of the most important part of healing. I always share with my clients that healing take a village. It's
Mm,
not a one person job. And it can mean someone might need multiple support from multiple people. And that's the beauty of that because I don't do everything. I cannot provide everything. But meanwhile, as we go through the changes, it's really nice to have that supportive environment because you know you're not alone.
yes, and that makes a big change, yeah. And so for anyone, for a woman listening to us today, when would be the right moment for her to get in touch with you, to connect with you, and to see how you can help her?
Any moment's the right moment, as long as it feels aligned to to the woman. I'm happy to chat with anyone. And I know that the most important thing, and this is for everyone to take away from maybe, the most important thing for healing is really to find a person that's aligned with you, because it's not a forced relationship. We got to be aligned in values. And to me, being active participant of health is one of the top values I look for. Meaning that I don't have magic pills, even though I'm a pharmacist and nutritionist. I don't provide magic pills, but I'm always happy to talk to people who reach out.
Awesome. That's great. Thank you so much. Um, okay, and so for anyone that's listening to us today that are feeling the energy, that think, oh, I like these women, right? I could get to be friends with them. And she's at that place that you were. That's she probably liked the job, but she's feeling either that she's changing, that her values are changing, or that the industry is changing, the world is crazy, and she is thinking about something better for herself or change, drastic or not. But like you said, leaving something can be very hard, right? So what would you say to her?
I would say to her that to recognize that desire first, to honor that because the desire is there for a reason, and to really honor that first. And then I want to tell her that it is okay to be different. Because for a period of time when I was like, oh, I really don't want to do this anymore, I put myself in a situation compared to my other colleague who are perfectly fine doing what they do. And when you are in that environment, you start to feel you're different from the others. That could be a little bit scary.
I had not considered that, but that is actually a thing. Yes.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
okay, what's wrong with me, right? How can I be different? Like, I've done all these, I built all these, and now I don't want any of this.
Yeah.
But I want to say to her, there's nothing wrong with you. You simply outgrow that container.
Beautiful. Thank you. I love that. I had never considered that part. Yes. I was always too much in my head, like me, what's going on? Why am I doing this? Why am I? Yeah, that's good. Okay, thank you so much, Sharon. I really appreciate that. I have a couple of rapid fire closers. Are you game?
All right, let's see, Sarah, what do you have?
Okay. A word that defines the season of your life right now.
The season of life right now is repair and nourishment. Two words I know. I
I'll
just
allow it. I'll allow it.
and to me, just because it's the season of winter, well, at least for most of us who live, right? I think most of us are in the northern hemisphere. But in the season of winter, the nature calls for like deep repair. It's the cold, the darkness, but underneath that is actually repairing if we follow the nature's rhythm. And that's what I teach my clients. So for me, I'm using this season. Yes, it's gloomy, it's dark, it's cold, but it's really that's why animals hibernate to repair, and that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm doing every night to repair myself with intentional nourishment.
It's good. A book or quote that shaped you.
So Sarah, I'm going to show my book.
Yay!
I can show my book. So earlier this year, I was involved in a anthology project, and then we published a book. It's called Unbreakable.
Nice.
And in the chapter,
Congratulations.
I wrote my stories. It's called Pearls of the Becoming. So in Pearls of Becoming, I wrote about my whole process of transition from pharmacy to functional medicine, nutrition, and more. So everything is in that chapter. And you asked me a quote. So can I quote myself?
Of course you can. You should.
Okay, let me see my eyes. All right, I'm gonna read this. So the quote is, have the courage to live a life with more than enough of you in it. That's what coherence really is. And coherence is what creates true well-being. By Dr. Sharon Yeh.
Nice. Congratulations on the book. That's
Thank
amazing.
you. Thank
So,
you.
if anybody wants to really know the whole story, they just have to get the book. It's in there, right?
Yes. It's in there. Yes, it's
So,
in there.
okay, something simple that makes you feel grounded.
Going outside, going outside under the sunlight, that just really makes me feel very, very grounded and
Even in
that
the winter,
recharge me.
even in
In
the
the
winter.
winter as well. Well, I have to say, I don't live in a place with extremely cold weather, so I can still go outside. So,
Good. And one last one. What does self-care look like for you right now?
self-care looks like doing less. That's what comes into my mind.
Good.
For me, because this popped into my head when you asked a question, what are the things I no longer need to be doing? And I need to, well, it's important to get rid of that so I have more space and more room
Yeah. Oh,
for
good.
repair and growth.
Yeah. That's amazing. Thank you so much for being with me today. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate you and your time for coming and talking to us for this episode. Thank you, Sharon.
Thank you so much, Sarah. And can I say one more thing to everyone? I really enjoy your community, Sarah. I just want to give you a shout out. The Life Mastery Circle. Did I say that correctly?
You did.
Yes, I love the community, and Sarah brings in so much values and provides so much support in that circle.
Oh,
So
thank you.
welcome or invite everyone to at least check it out and reach out to you.
Thank you. That's very kind of you. I do appreciate that, and I love it. So and I'm always excited when somebody likes it, who's in there and thinks there's value, and again, it's community. I think it's really important that we build that community for us. And thank you. Okay, thank you so much, Sharon.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you so much for listening or watching us today in the Life Mastery Lounge, where mindset meets midlife and your next chapter begins. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and connect with our community on Facebook at the Life Mastery Lounge. I'm Sara Fernandez, and I will see you next time. Bye.